Would you be my It's the done. I still got a lot of shit to learn.
Hello and welcome to the Purple Moon Podcast, where we talk about nerdy stuff, I guess.
Generally, I think it's nerdy.
Yeah, just kind of a blanket term.
Yeah, I feel like we're just the nerd corner mainly.
Yeah, I mean, like it's whatever. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into like the introspective definition of nerdy, but
Yeah.
yeah. So today I wanted to bring up this. So I've been reading a certain manga. First, I'm here with Eli.
Hi, I'm the one who interrupted him.
Yeah, and we have Carson.
Disrespectful.
Hey.
And then we got my brother Pilly.
Very respectful.
Hey, I was answering a question here that he was like, nerdiness? And then I'm like, yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go, excuse me, my term is weeb.
Precisely.
Precisely.
But anyway, so yeah, getting back into it. So I've been reading this manga. It's almost like the only manga I've been reading recently, named, and I'm probably gonna pronounce it wrong, but I think it's named Feng Shenji, and it's about this boy. He grows up as the prince of this empire, and then the gods kind of come down to the world of the mortals, right? Like the world of humans. And they pretty frequently, and they kind of have these mines, these farms for bloodstone, this resource that they need in order to like heal, like give themselves, like it can recover them. It has a lot of different properties that I can use it for, but they use the humans basically as slaves to mine for the bloodstone crystals or whatever they are. And it's anyway, the boy is like half god, his mom's god, dad's a human, and he goes on these adventures and crazy, but it's like a really mature and dark manga where there's a lot of death and a lot of blood and gore and stuff like that. But the reason why I bring it up is because the gods are like their own race. Like it's not this does God exist? It's like their own race. They definitely exist. They have their own kind of world that they live in, and it got me thinking about, like, in general, other like types of media, maybe, or even in other manga and anime and stuff like that, the type of gods that exist and like what they do and how they influence the stories that they're in and stuff like that. So I just wanted to like ask your guys' opinion on what you think about that.
Well, I feel like with like in the like influences of like gods, I think one that really stands out is like the God of War series, because they actually use like the whole stories from the Greek mythology about their gods, and they make you try to defeat them all and learn the story of it with the guy Kratos. And 4 games down, they are now to the Nordic gods.
Right, they ran out of gods to kill.
Yeah. So
I actually find it interesting that they did combine pantheons like that too, because everything that happens still exists in the new God of War.
Yeah.
It's not like this is a new series with new gods, you are now refreshed. No, like he is old, scarred, battle worn.
From killing the Greek gods.
Correct.
And then moving into this Norse.
And now he's in the Nordic areas, and he's thrown to a whole new issue. When honestly, he's just trying to settle down with his kid.
Yeah.
well, I feel like he was trying to settle down with the kid, and then with it, he knew his life, the way he lived. Other realms would know about him. Other realms would hear what he did. So with it, it's just like, oh, now I just got to protect this boy because I had sex with a woman who I loved, but she has a child now.
Biggest mistake of my life.
And now I got to keep this kid alive. And that's my goal. And finding out my kid is a badass.
Yeah.
Not in the first bit.
True.
And once you get to like
he wets his pants
30%, once you get like 30% into the game, you find out that boy, holy crap, his skill.
That boy becomes a man.
That game, it's incredible what he did. Like, his
Yeah.
father thought he was gone for a brief moment, but his son killed like 70 enemies
Yeah.
with a bow and
Like-
his axe.
You literally see piles of enemies.
Piles
Yeah, it
of.
reminds me of
And I love the first thing you say is like, I thought I lost you. Where were you? Just like flipping on him.
I was in the light.
uh
This
Oh.
is why you never go towards the light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing, another series that that's kind of beloved to me personally that has a lot to do with the gods is the Percy Jackson series. And I don't know how you guys feel about that, but it was like my childhood. Like I kind of read throughout the series as it came out through libraries or whatever, however I could get the books. And it I ended up like relating a lot to Percy and stuff, but then also like loving a lot of the other characters like Annabeth and other characters that kind of really complete the whole picture. But anyway, the way the gods that are used in the Percy Jackson series is different because they're not as present, you know, like it's almost like they spend the entire time in conversations between other people, right, in the books. And when anything happens, they're not like there to help or anything like that, but they're still revered and admired in such ways. And I just think that's really interesting. Like there's a contrast. Like, should they be admired and stuff if that type of stuff never happens, even if they did it in the beginning, like acts of God and miracles and stuff like that. But then after a certain point, they stop performing these miracles because they have the admiration and the respect or even the fear that they need to kind of just stay on that pedestal of God, you know?
See, Percy Jackson, the way that was with me, like, I loved this series. Don't get me wrong, it was fantastic. And then when it continued, it was honestly still really, really cool having both Roman and Greek pantheons combined. But you're absolutely right with the God thing. I remember it specific wondering, where are they? They're not present. How long again did it take for someone to be claimed? And like there were people there, if I remember correctly, that had not been claimed.
Not claimed,
for
but they're
years.
Yeah, they just kind of have to live there, you know, because anywhere else is too dangerous. They would just die.
Yep.
And that's crazy. And like the way that he's claimed and everything, and how everything happens, it sets it up to be like, oh, like Poseidon's a great father and he's claiming him in front of everyone and stuff. But in reality, like after that, never shows up. Like maybe after he brings like the lightning bolt back, right? And there's that just brief moment of contact, and then after that, you know, Percy's like it's like he's his family. His family's him and his mom, and that's it. Like it's only by blood that they're related because there's not like what else does he, you know? But anyway, it's not even from like a fatherly perspective. It's just from like as a god to the humans, like they don't interfere or anything, which is, you know, it's a blessing and a curse, because if they did interfere, it would definitely be a one-sided type of situation no matter what, where they're either giving up a lot or you're like just working so much harder than them to be on the same footing.
Yep.
And it's just weird to me, right? The thought is just kind of, I don't know how I feel, because I used to like just really love like mythology and stories, and like I kind of just loved the gods in general, like the idea and the concept of them. But then the more I thought about it, it was like, this is really like crazy harsh in terms of like the difference between a human and a god. The gap is so vast that it's hard to even write a great story with that type of dynamic as well, because it's just like you either have to superpower the human or cut down the god.
Yep.
and then it feels like good footing in like the story, because then they can relate to each other and there can be a whole bond and a dynamic change in characteristics. But without that, it just becomes like an underdog story where it's like the human has to like come up, and like David has to defeat Goliath in order for this to be an interesting story. Otherwise, like what's happening?
A spanking. what would be
yeah,
happening.
exactly, right? Like, it's the only logical outcome.
I'm honestly trying to remember everything about the story because it's been so long since I've read, let alone the first series.
Yeah, it's been years for me as well. I just one of the most memorable things though is when Annabeth goes into the I want to say like some sort of maze or a labyrinth, and she has to basically fight against Arachnia, right? Like the goddess Arachnia, and comes out of it on top, but like kind of like she wins, but she also loses. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't think it's part of the first series. I think it's part of the second series.
That is part of the
Mm-mm.
second series.
Yeah, but and also on top of that, even though I don't like it because it's like an empowering moment for women, but the fact that it is an empowering moment, like for a young woman to like go through this thing alone, and no one comes to help, right? No one like she can't fall back on reinforcements. It has to just be her, and she powers through it and finishes up, like does what she needs to do. And I think that's great and that's awesome. Just for a character to be able to do that. But anyway, that being said, right, like the whole fear aspect and the slave aspect of like the relationship between a god and a human. That being said, it's still freaking awesome when you see them fight, right? It's like the capabilities that they hold when they fight, at least when they fight each other. It's just it's like a spectacle, right? It's just like you can't help but watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Other than that, well, all right. So let's revert back to the manga I've been reading, right? This in this manga, the gods are a different race, right? And there's also other races in the manga, like the dark ones, who coincidentally live in the realm of hell. And then there's another race who's kind of just a mysterious race that lives in a almost like a different dimension. But the politics and stuff is explained in a certain way that everyone is kind of set up in this slave master relationship, where the humans are slaves to the gods, and the dark ones were slaves to the gods until they were like pushed out of the mortal world and put into the realm of hell. And then this other like mysterious beings, they're slaves to this certain force, like it's like an aura that they're made out of, and the aura that they use to construct what they like their world and what they use to fight and stuff. It's all there's like a slave and master concept like throughout the entire, like just threaded through everything. And it's interesting because most people kind of give in to the slave mentality. Like if they're put in a situation where their choice is like work as a slave or die, it's like they work as a slave, right? Because that's what they choose. Not very many people choose to like fight back.
Right.
And the main like the whole moral of the story, the main character is like the one thing he'll never do is like bow down and be someone else's slave. And it's like very like self-empowering. Like you can't control people and have them do just whatever you want them to do simply because you are in a position to do it, right? Like just 'cause you can doesn't mean you should. But like in a very brutal and violent way does it explain that. It's pretty crazy, like limbs chopping off and decapitated. Yeah, it's
Wow.
a lot of blood.
Sounds intense.
It is.
Something to lose your head over.
Yeah, truly.
Wow. You went for that.
Props.
That. I give that a 3 out of 10. I give that a 3 out of 10.
I'll take it.
I was gonna say 4, but since he gave you a 3, I'll give you 2.
Savage.
Hey.
Ow.
I am but a sheep.
Carson right now is shaking his
Yeah,
head in
Why you shake
In
your head?
disappointment.
What?
Because that was so much worth more than a 2 and a 3.
I will give that a 3. Thank you very
no,
much.
that deserves at least 6.
No,
Yes,
no,
yes.
no,
It
no,
was pretty
no.
good.
You
no,
back up. It was
Hey,
fantastic.
No.
With the context of the city, it was very situational. It was like he hopped on something. You can't say that 5 seconds later and it have the same impact. You know what I'm saying?
But it was still fantastic. Like, if it were in the exact moment in which you were talking
You
about that, it would be
like
rated
those
higher.
jokes,
That's
damn
true.
it.
I don't like puns. I love them.
Yes.
In fact, I am a
see,
slave to them.
See, that I give a 5. Because you used the situation earlier, not just immediately, and there we go. See, but you are a biased motherfucker when it comes to that.
You know what? I'm also a biased motherfucker when talking about gods, but here I am.
But there's the thing.
That's what we
That's
call a
why I
throwback.
gave him a 3.
I gave it a 10.
10.
Biased.
So
Okay.
if we ratio
Actually,
it,
you don't
it's a
have
10.
You don't get a rating.
You don't get to. Like, you can say that all you want
You
because
don't
I
get
do
to
that
rate.
too.
but
But you're the one that made it.
So you don't get a rating.
Exactly.
Like,
so
you can
I-
rate
I
it for
minus
yourself, but we are the ultimately
Yeah.
we're the people that rate it for you.
Like, why would you ever say something that's a 3 out of 10? Why would you ever say something that in your head is a 3 out of 10?
Yeah.
He's not good at math.
'Cause it's funny.
Eh,
Actions are hard.
3 out.
Actions are
So,
hard.
so 3 out of 10. You would just say it. No.
The
no.
thing is, so the
Yeah.
way
I
I
would.
see it, I
totally would.
have
I'm
a
a
very
try guy.
You know that I would do this.
Yeah,
You've
'cause you-
seen me back when I worked at McDonald's with you.
Yeah. You want me to tell you
Okay.
something? Tell you the honest truth. Those puns were rough.
Wow.
know.
It's coming out. It's coming out now.
They were rough.
You heard it here first.
Actually, no, I didn't. I knew they were up doing it, and I was like, you know what? These are not very fine tuned. But you know what?
He's
I'm gonna say them anyway.
he's trying to get his craft down.
Well, what
Not even trying to get my craft down. I love the reactions.
well, so the way I think about it, right? There's 10 out of 10 jokes, right? But the thought of no one wanting to say a 1 out of 10 joke makes me think it's hilarious when someone actually says a 1 out of 10 joke. Like, when does it actually ever happen? And that's why I think like things like puns and stuff are great
You
and they're
see-
amazing because it's like, when would anyone ever say that? But you actually said it. Like, this actually happened right now.
He'll
It's
s-
like crazy.
Eli, like all these people I used to work with, and some of them that I still do work with, know exactly that I am the kind of person to be like, that's not a very good one, but here you guys go anyway. Like he knows from experience that I will say, this isn't gonna be the best pun I've ever made, but I'm gonna say
but
it.
I'm still gonna say it.
Yeah. It's
Bet
one
you
of
bottom dollar.
it's one of those things where I'm just like, eh. I just go, eh. It's just an pun.
Eh.
I've gotten used.
Yeah.
I've gotten used to it. When Pilly says it, I'm like, well, bro, that was a 3.
Well, you know what they say. I say to that. I say I've always been a try guy.
You don't
Is
work
that-
for BuzzFeed.
Is that a
Try
Oh,
as in
there it
3. Did you
comes,
not
there
get
it
this?
comes.
Did you not get that?
No, my first reference.
I
My
mean,
first
they
reference went to
both hit it.
BuzzFeed.
They both hit a good reference.
It was-
His
yeah,
kind
it
of
was good,
ignored
it was
his,
nice.
though.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That one really did a number
It
on
was
Eli
meant to be
though. I'm
both.
looking at him and I'm just see the exhaust.
Really, really, motherfucker. Really, we're going there. Really?
We went there.
Yeah, and that was a solid 4.
Where did we go?
Better than a 3.
I don't know, but I was waiting
Better
for
than
you.
a 3.
Yeah. Well, what do you? Knock knock.
Who's there?
I don't know, man. Whatever.
Okay,
But why would you knock if there's no one there?
It's a ghost.
it's Narnia.
It is Narnia. Narnia is knocking at your door.
And like to steal your left sock.
What?
You ever seen that Family Guy episode
No.
where Peter's going into his dryer trying to find his sock, and he gets pulled into Narnia, and he sees that little goat, that little goat thing. He's like, "Hey, give me that sock, you little bastard!" And you just see him run. That's why his left socks always disappear in the dryer.
Yeah, man. Those satyrs.
Those satyrs.
Yeah, I just didn't know the name.
Them
They
satyrs.
just- yeah, they take it. They eat and they take.
Bitches.
Yeah.
They do a lot of the hanky panky.
They
They're
do.
infamous.
Yeah, I can tell.
That was until they turned themselves around.
Yeah. Once satyrs went
when
into
did they come
rehab, and once they came out, oof, great now. Great now. Sponsored
about the
by?
god of death, Hades. I've been reading this webtoon, right? Where there's a bunch of people, gods.
Gods.
It is representations of gods, but as high school students.
Is this
reborn.
Athena?
Athena complex.
Athena,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
Athena
Athena complex.
Is it bad that
You
Hades
understood,
is
yes.
honestly always one of my favorites?
Hades has always been one of your favorites, but he's so damper and sexy and strong and
Especially when
Hercules?
Hades was my favorite
Right.
in the old animated Hercules.
With the fiery hair.
Yeah.
he's the best.
Yeah.
Okay, not the best. All right, he's not the best. Eros
He's
is
like
the best.
number
but
7.
whoa,
I'm just
out
kidding.
of 12.
Whoa.
I'm
Out of
just
the 12.
kidding. He's
Okay,
like
alright.
he's like number 3.
No.
Real quick, to salvage this friendship, just to make sure that it can continue, let's go number 1 gods on the Greek and or Roman pantheon. Hit me with it. Start
Number
with two
1?
He. Number 1, most powerful.
What? Okay,
Powerful,
all right.
that's
So
obvious.
it's not favorite. It's
not
most
favorite.
powerful. Zeus.
Let's go favorite.
Okay, favorite.
Okay,
Poseidon.
favorites.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
all right.
damn you.
Poseidon's my favorite.
Come back to me.
It would honestly either be Hecate or Poseidon.
Yeah. The thing is, like the other one, like my close number 2 is Artemis. Artemis is amazing in my opinion. But
Really?
but yeah. Well, what about you?
I don't prescribe to that kind of thinking. No, it's straight Poseidon. He's the best.
Hey. Ask
He's
the
like-
question
he's
and
like-
then say
he's
I don't
literally-
prescribe that.
But also, I don't think Zeus is the most powerful. I think Poseidon is.
Really?
He has more control over things and people. Zeus is just a glorified boss who like reaps all the benefits but displays no
Well,
power.
okay, but if they fought like 1
They
to 1,
fought 1-to-1.
right?
Zeus has a little bit of an advantage.
What do you mean a little bit?
What do you mean a little bit?
He has an entire elemental advantage. Lightning versus water.
Zeus is king of the gods for a reason, pal.
Because he drew a straw. Don't try to mess with me. I know my myths.
Dang it. I tried to get into his head, didn't work.
Zeus is meant for long range. You know what I'm saying? Like, lightning bolts. He's not really known for.
Well, if we're talking about
close.
what type of fighting like they're made for, like Poseidon's made for like an overwhelming type of fighting style where you just give the enemy too much to handle, you know. But like, but what you're saying is, if what you're doing is now putting it in a situation where, if it's long range, Zeus wins. If not, he loses.
Why
Like,
does he lose?
no,
Because
but
Poseidon
what
lose.
you're saying is like you're
Right.
highlighting a certain point to give him a situational advantage.
Yes.
But like we don't like situational advantages is not what wins
That's-
fights.
that's
like
bo-
it is, but not like speculation wise. You know, because if it's a situation, like if you're making the situation, of course he'll win because you're making the situation, right? But we're talking about like in any situation,
In any situation.
like that's like the end all be all. Who wins is like in any situation. What
I just think
happens?
Poseidon could overpower Zeus in just about any way.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. The thing is like.
I think I have to agree
I
with
don't
Toohey on this one. That Zeus
okay,
is
but-
more powerful.
Why would Zeus be king if Poseidon was more powerful?
Because he drew the straw. He drew the right straw. The straw of the sky.
I know, but like
That's why.
let's
And
say
everyone just for some reason agrees.
let's just say millennia like go by. Why is Poseidon still not the king? Why wouldn't he take the throne?
We respect the straws.
That's pretty much what it is, I suppose. It's the only answer I could have come up with.
Poseidon goes up, "Hey, Zeus, I want to be king. All right, give me king." And Zeus is like, "Hey, you were there. We drew the straws. Okay, what are you gonna go against the straws?
I mean, I'm sure that if you and I and another one of our brothers were to do that, and then like years down the line we come back and just like, listen, dude, you were the plumber, or I'm the plumber, and I don't want to be a fucking plumber anymore.
Yeah, I
Like,
want to
me-
be a princess saving video game main character."
Yeah, so if you were the plumber, right, and you come to me, and I'm just like, nah, you know, that's the card you. That's the straw you
That's
drew.
the straw you drew. Lady Fate.
Lady Fate
didn't-
chose. You know.
You
I'm not gonna
know,
switch you. I'm not gonna switch
You can't question the straws.
You can't question the straw.
You can
'Cause
always
they
question
can't
the straws.
answer.
You can always question the straws. You
Yeah,
can.
but then you look like a crazy person. Just
Yeah.
like, why? Why straws? Why couldn't it be me?
Why you gotta be like that?
Why you gotta be so rude?
Don't you know I'm human too?
Technically, we're talking about gods.
Don't you know I am God?
Two. Hey.
A, B, C.
A B C D.
Hey. That's all I have to say.
I can't harmonize. I can't do that.
I can't harmonize either. I'm not good at harmonizing.
You know who could harmonize?
Ew.
Gods. I think.
Wrong. So much fighting between gods.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's interesting.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Hold up. Going back to the straws, I found the solution. New generation. I mean, think about it. The old gods, the Titans.
Oh, so they just need to give birth to the people who will eventually kill them.
Which they probably already have.
Yay.
Viva la revolution.
Viva la Kratos.
Viva la Kratos.
Kratos is the new generation. Kratos and Atreus.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
what do
who
you
else
want
will
from
survive?
him?
What do you want? They show up, they have to die. That's just logical.
It's like, I'm going to fight you, but I know I'm going to die.
I understand.
It's Ragnarok. They can't do nothing about it.
That movie sucks.
See, Ragnarok is just Kratos' nickname.
That video.
He's got Ragnarok tattooed on his left ankle, next to a rose, and the name of Atreus' mom
Damn.
in 143.
The movie Ragnarok did suck. I'm not.
Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, I didn't care.
No,
for
dude, that's one of my favorite Marvel
It
movies.
was a great movie.
it.
It was a good movie.
Speaking of gods,
I was.
that's the best Thor movie. The other two pale in comparison.
Ragnarok
I
was
agree.
amazing, dude.
You're talking to a guy who doesn't like Marvel.
I know, but like,
You're talking to a guy who doesn't like Marvel.
But the
and
MCU was marvelous.
I see you as glorious.
I give you 4.
That deserves more than a 4.
No.
It was
I
on
give
time,
I give that
on subject, and
I give
honestly
that
just fantastic.
Nope.
a 5.7.
Do not give him
I
satisfaction.
like the
I'll
pun.
give it a 7. That was on point, and that was right. I don't want to touch you.
Ouch.
But yeah, it was a very good pun. It was on point. It was on subject, and he looked you dead in the eye, like a pun dart.
You see,
And
if
Thor
that's-
Ragnarok
If,
was
if you
great.
gave me nothing but props, then I think it should be a little higher than a 7. So then what was wrong with it?
The timing, it was just a little bit early. Should have let just a little bit of pause for dramatics.
Pause for
But
dramatics.
that's okay. It's all right. Preemptive strikes are still effective.
Master Pilly over here.
In fact, preemptive strikes are often more effective
True.
because you catch them off guard.
Touche. That is a very solid point.
But you
Very
didn't
solid
get
point.
me to laugh. You didn't get me to even give you a smile.
You
I
didn't
don't
get the
even
bias.
remember you ever doing that to a single pun with
Yeah.
how long I've told
No,
you.
no.
any.
Such
You've
hatred
got
in
me
this one's
once.
heart.
You
Did I really win?
me and my sister. You came over a couple nights ago. You remember?
Dude,
You got me to laugh.
one side of the argument.
Wait.
You didn't make me
on
laugh. Other side
Friday?
of the argument.
Yeah.
You never laugh.
When?
You said a pun, and me and my sister laughed about it a little bit.
I remember your sister laughing.
to
I just
the
don't remember
dark
you.
side.
Yeah, I chuckled a little.
News to me.
You actually said I've never made you laugh before.
Hey, he doesn't
Let
laugh
the
at my
dark
puns.
Dude, I
side
was so
take you
exhausted
in
that I don't even
the
remember
eye.
this at all, man.
Yep.
Let the
I remember
puns
that
become
you fell asleep.
I got knocked out. I was planning
Door
on messing
must
around a little
be
bit, but then I got
dark.
knocked out.
Yeah, by that sleepy
You
dust that
must
it's
be
called
one with
sand
the
on the
pun.
ass. Sand dust. I forget the
Some it
name.
will be all of the fun.
Sand dust. Sleepy dust.
You'll shoot off puns like a gun. Join the dark side. Strike me down.
Strike me down. Wow.
Oh man. But anyway, yeah, no.
Cut you like Snoke.
What?
I'll cut you like Snoke.
I don't know what that means.
He's never seen the new movies.
I'm
I
not
haven't
sure
even
whether to
seen the
say
old
good
ones.
for you or bad.
I seen that one with the hot chick on the desert island.
So the first one.
The Sunlight Girl.
Okay, A.
But the new Jedi, British.
The Sunlight
not
Girl.
an island.
Sunlight
With
Girl
the
and the
orange-
Fish
with the
Boy.
orange
That's
robot.
a planet.
The Sunlight Girl and the Fish
Oh, it's
Boy.
a planet.
Let's
The
just
entire thing?
let's just get this out of the way. That's a planet.
What? But I thought she takes a ship, like across the sea, and then
No,
go
across
take
the
spaceship.
space.
Across space.
Across the space.
Okay,
Were you that stoned?
Sci-fi
I
is not
swear.
my-
I
Sci-fi
swear.
is not my
Wow.
forte. Okay, sci-fi is not my forte. I think in fantasy. You know.
Uh,
Just, I don't get it much.
I'm assuming he
My
was so
memories are
stoned he
fake.
couldn't remember the girl's name.
Probably.
Oh, well,
That's
it's the
Ray
Sunlight
first.
Girl and the
Ray.
Fish Boy.
and Finn,
Fish boy.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah, dude. Ray
Lovely.
and Finn. Shark Boy is Finn, and Lava Girl is Ray of Sunlight.
Oh
and,
my word.
Do, Re,
Whoa.
Mi, Fa, Sol.
I need to watch that movie again.
What
Which-
movie?
Which one? The Star Wars?
Yeah. I will
This,
see it in a new
I believe it's
light.
called the Star Wars.
I will like
Anyway,
it. Yeah, there's just the one Star Wars.
Dude, 2 out of the 3 new trilogy Star Wars are out already.
yeah,
I
the
don't
second one's
doubt it.
called
I
The
don't
Last
doubt it.
Jedi.
No,
Oh, is
Is
the
it
last
not?
movie?
Yeah, the second one is the Last Jedi. Sorry.
Cause Solo came out, but that was different, and the
Well,
Rogue
no,
One
I
came
w-
out, and that was also
I-
different.
Again, I'm gonna blame exhaustion. I thought it was Last Jedi, then The Force Awakens, not vice
Oh,
versa. And
yeah,
I was just
no.
like, wait, nope, idiotic, bad Carson.
Right, because there was all the whole speculation of
Well,
who's
all
Rey's
I missed,
parents.
Well, all I missed was the title, because like I knew the sequential order of how the movies go, but I mixed up the title, and I don't know how.
You know, titles are confusing sometimes.
yeah.
I think I don't even know what a title is really.
Like the kindly ones. and
What are
the
you gonna call this
furious.
podcast?
I will call it tomorrow around 3 p.m.
I said
Wow.
what, not when.
Okay.
Anyway,
This doesn't come out.
Well, all right. So what's the number I get for that one, huh? Anybody want to judge me? Please pay attention to me.
I'll give
One.
it a 7.
I
give
give
it a
you. I
7.
give you a 2.1.
Because you didn't address the word I said. I said what, not when.
Yeah, I know. That's the joke was that I didn't.
Wow.
But the joke was that I was dumb enough to
Low
not.
hanging fruit.
Real low. That's the fruit I eat.
Mm.
Anyway, I'm a good human being. What's your what's up, dude?
Wrong.
Uh,
All of us are going to hell if it exists.
that's I agree.
So in other types of media, right, like the Iron Druid Chronicles, there's the Tuatha De Danann, fairy gods. Though they are simply more like fae folk. They don't call themselves God. They are simply call themselves the she or the fae folk. But they're still gods in the eyes of the Irish and Gaelic and Scottish peoples. So in that aspect, do you think that could also be a god? Would you count that as a god?
If
A
it,
fairy?
Well, I think gods are placed by the people around them and not themselves, right?
Oh yeah. That
Like
makes sense, makes sense.
a being has to be worshipped to be considered a god, no?
No, you're correct.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's one of the biggest things about a god is that they need worship to thrive.
Mm-hmm. And so I would say so. If they're like in their communities and in their kind of like their factions and stuff, if they're the beings that all the other ones look up to and revere as like the savior or the one above all, like that's kind of godlike.
Kind of godlike.
So. But anyway.
So if an old god stops being worshipped, but is still alive and sentient and stuff, and just kind of intermingles into the modern world as it changes, are they still a god?
Well, I think so. I think time is the way time affects things is really weird, right? So you could be a god in a moment, but if you're a god for one moment, does that make you a god in general, right? So if this being was a god at one point, and then is now like doesn't behave like a god and it doesn't live the life of a god or anything, does that make him a god? I think I think in a way you can't stop being a god, right? If the knowledge of you being worshipped at any given point exists, is recorded or in any way, I think you just hold that title, you know.
So he's got a problem.
It's a stretch. It's a stretch.
I'll give that one an 8. I'll give that one an 8.
Wow.
Wow.
He looked me straight in the eye and winked, all right?
Wow.
I didn't know what to
Wow.
do.
Wow. Wow. Give that a 3.
Wow.
I give it a 5. I give it a 5.
I give it a
It
3.
was solid.
I
it
was-
was well. It was
Wow.
again preemptive. Not my forte.
I
but
was waiting
well
for that.
versed.
That's not even
You- you-
preemptive.
you-
I
Yeah,
was sitting there.
he stared at me like this.
I was sitting here like waiting for the time
Yeah.
to strike, and I saw it in his eyes. He just let it guard down for a second. I was like, now.
the chink in the armor.
So what about? Okay. All right. So.
So yeah, I think
okay.
ultimately, if he was once a god, he has to be a god now, right?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
He could be given the title of the old god.
Yeah.
Old God.
Right, which is an entirely different title.
Because
But
technically, you
it's
don't
still a
lose
god.
your godhood.
Yeah.
You just become less known. And there are some, what Will's name does not come to mind, there are some mythologies in which sense if you do stop becoming worshipped, you gain the title of old god, but you do lose your godhood.
Oh wow.
See,
It's
you
like an
become
entirely
more
different.
immortal the less you're worshipped.
Wow, that's crazy.
see, there's like an example. There's one just popped in my head, like the old Demon King in Dark Souls 3. There's a Demon King, and then there's the old Demon King.
It's like,
Oh.
you're known, and you were
Oh.
that, but you lost it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dark Souls, in Dark Souls 2, the king who is not the king, he is the king,
The king
like
who's
by
not the king,
title
but
and
is the
everything.
king.
But he's not the king. He's just a madman locked in this dark place.
The one
Because
who
he had to run away from his queen because she was evil.
So
the-
wait,
AF.
just to recap this, so there's a king who's not a king but is a king who ran away from his queen because she gonna kill him.
Well, she was gonna
She was gonna yes. How hard was she gonna yes? I
She's-
feel like she was gonna know.
She was gonna yes so hard, boy.
I'm so confused.
I'll take your word for it.
you haven't
I've
played
seen-
it.
A king who was a king who was not a king just sounds like a royal pain in the butt, man. I'm telling you.
That was good.
But you know he yeses. Okay.
That
You
was
know-
4.5.
That was a solid 10, dude.
That was good.
That
What was
smacked me in my
Four-
head.
4.5. 4.5.
Smacked me in my head.
You have a bias on the opposite end. You hate this stuff.
No,
I
I
see-
no,
I
I
see
will,
the
I will,
hatred.
no, I will laugh at a good one.
Doesn't
But-
mean you like it.
But the thing is, it has to for me. It has to be good.
It has
That
to
was.
be good.
No,
Savage.
no.
Both of them say it was.
But
I
but
loved
those
it, yeah.
but those two are biased. For me,
You're biased too.
We're all biased.
I like to bias
Y-
bread.
Biased.
that was a
curious.
-1.
Negative,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
but
dip
it
into
didn't
negatives
even make
too.
sense.
That's why it's negative.
didn't work with. It was weird. You forced it.
Yes.
If you
See-
take that
see,
out of
I'm-
context,
I am
there's
all
the same
for forced
meaning.
puns.
See,
However, I either have to lead into the subject to do
See,
a forced pun.
see when
Otherwise, even I will cringe.
see when he came over Friday, his pun wasn't forced. It went with the conversation.
Do you remember what it was?
No, I don't
Do you
remember.
remember what the subject was?
We were talking about my sister's. You were trying to figure out a pun for my sister's chibi keychain things or something.
I don't think I ever figured it out, or maybe
No,
I feel
but
like it had something the word small or something.
I forget the whole pun, but it was out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting puns because you were tired, and it was a small one. It wasn't like a forced. You didn't even recognize it, and we both laughed. And I said that pun was pretty good.
And then the whole world clapped.
That pun was pretty good.
I gave
pretty
him a good
good.
9. I gave it a good 9, 9, 10.
That was
On a
good.
pun I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Wow.
See,
Freaky Friday.
yeah.
Puns-
It just
Puns
stayed with you.
galore.
That's how good it was.
Situational. That was a good one. I give you like a 5, 6.
Okay.
Long story short, it happened on Friday.
Are you guys two sticks rubbing together? 'Cause it really seems like you're warming up to him.
I'm gonna give you a pity 2.
Pity too.
I'm gonna give you a pity 2 on that one.
Hey man.
I feel like this has become a pun show where we just rate puns.
Hey, I have no problem with that.
They're
So
good
amazing.
puns, Brent.
I
So-
like it, the pun.
Wait. So an amazing adaptation of where gods are intermingled into the world and are like just cool. You know, they're just around. They are not. They are. I mean, they are ultra powerful. They just don't mess around with humans like that. Mortals, let's call them, instead of humans.
Okay.
Just races that are not as powerful as them. And that would be the Dresden Files. Amazing. There are gods everywhere, and they messing around with everyone, but no one oversteps, because if one god messes up and shows too much power, all the other gods around him start closing in. Hey, stop that. It's like a community of fear, almost like a mob mentality, but no, that's the wrong thing to say there.
For good.
It's the opposite, I think.
Well, no, it kind of is.
It
But the
kinda
mob
is?
mentality is just for not fucking with people.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's like when you get your hand slapped by the ruler.
Yeah.
Hey, don't do that.
they just come out of the woodworks. Got the ruler.
But
You
it-
gonna
but it's
still
more
mess
like
with that mortal?
It's more like a plants. Like you ever seen a tree die and then it just like rots into the ground and all of a sudden just there's a ring around like just the dead material. There's a ring of flowers that just lean into it, seeking more sustenance. The dead material, taking from them what they've lost, taking that. It's like that.
If you're
like
asking
that.
me if I've ever seen that, I've never seen that. That's crazy. That sounds crazy.
You should. I mean, I would love to show you a photo. It looks so cool, dude.
Oh.
Like mushrooms.
Well,
like
yeah,
stuff like
I
that.
understand.
Mushroom dance, whatever. could
Friendly
it mean?
mushroom. But yeah, or do you know of any? Okay, first of all, do you think you would like that? Do you think you would enjoy, guys just being like around in a world that you enjoy? So like, it's just we implanted them into a Dark Souls, just random
Yeah.
gods just placed.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah,
What?
I would love that.
What would you do in that situation?
Because the feeling of being able to walk around, and anything that comes up to me, I can fight to the death and win, including gods. Like that's crazy. That's a crazy feeling, man.
It's a crazy feeling.
That would be a
And,
cool extra DLC. Like they just brought in just like random gods from different mythologies.
Poseidon.
Like Smite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
that would be dope.
And then like you just see Zeus like with his blade of Olympus, and just like parry the living crap out of you, and all of a sudden you go, I was defeated again. That'd be
That would be cool. I think it would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
Do you disagree?
No, I totally agree. I'm just thinking about how suckish that fight would be.
Oh, against Zeus?
Like he just he's
Oh,
like
man.
he's open. You go at him, just no. You got parried, stabbed, and then thrown to the ground.
Oh, you know he'd be able to parry.
And even though he's an NPC, he taunted you, and also teabagged.
He has
your
lightning
body
spear.
a little bit.
No.
yep.
You know
yep.
he has lightning spear.
Yeah.
That's
He
his,
has
that's
to.
his
He has
shtick.
to. Okay.
He's
he
like
has
the
to.
inventor.
He has to have great lightning spear. Like he's got to have like
Honestly,
Great
have something
splintering
higher than
lightning
if
that.
he
spear.
didn't have that, it really would be a shock to me. Like seriously.
Well, he would have to.
Imagine if Vulcan, not Hephaestus,
give you a
like
5
the
on that.
Greek one.
Hey, you got
That-
another
the other
5.
two noticed, and it makes me happy because it was that subtle.
Yeah.
Imagine if Vulcan, right, like the war god, he's not a war god. He's a god of flame, but like a lot more like
Aggressive,
in the
abrasive
Roman.
in general.
Yeah, abrasive, aggressive.
All up
just
in your face.
The more like
What-
bad
Spicy.
parts of flame.
Fiery
Spicy.
What is the Lord
hot,
Lord
very
of Cinder
spicy.
from Mexico? Spicy.
No, because he's jalapeno business.
If he was in Dark Souls, would he use
4.
pyromancies? And if he did, what ones? Also,
I feel like
hammers.
Chaos Storm.
Chaos Storm.
He seems like the guy with the fiery personality.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That was a 4. I'm gonna rate these every time they
I'm gonna
come
give
up.
it a 6 for the eyebrows. The eyebrows really, yeah.
see the eyebrows. It's still a 4. Not even that.
Wow.
I'm not even gonna give that.
He like
I can you.
I give it. I also 4 because you had to lead it up yourself. It's just not as good.
Well,
It
see,
was still funny.
like
though.
fantastic. And you guys were actually the ones to lead it up. I was like, you guys were talking about this guy, this
Yeah.
god of fire,
that's
and I
right,
was
that's
like,
it's true.
I have to rescind my comment.
It's
right.
very opportunistic.
Opportunistic. Moving along.
Move along.
so the fire fades.
Move along.
Where would you want to see a plethora of gods up to 4? Where would you want to see it in media in general?
Up to 4.
Up to 4.
Only 4.
Only 4.
That's all we can afford. But where?
That tickled
Like
me.
in media?
That tickled me. Yes, if you were to just take a show you have and implant 4 gods, what happens? Do they win?
The
Do they
Arrowverse.
lose? The Arrowverse.
Yeah.
I
Shazam.
haven't seen Arrow.
What
It's-
gods? All from the
it's
same
just
pantheon.
So like
I'm on.
there's
and
like a
off.
network of shows now that are
What's
all
that like?
intermingling and stuff. There's the Arrow, Flash. You got Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, Vixen. They just started doing one called like
Titans.
Ray. Titans is gonna be a thing, which is like all I want in this life. Is a live action Teen Titans series. That would be amazing.
No.
No?
Have you seen the trailer for that? No.
Oh, I haven't seen the trailer. No.
Why not? What's wrong with it?
Did you see Beast Boy's hair?
No.
Did you see Beast Boy?
No.
Okay, Beast Boy isn't Beast Boy.
Now I have to look up the
Is he
trailer.
green?
No.
Can he
His
turn?
hair
has
is.
he, did
That's
it.
it.
Show him turning into animal?
It's
Is
like,
it like
they,
a
took,
Zorro
they
situation?
took the Teen Titans and tried to twist everything up.
I mean, they
And you know what?
they have to. You know, like they
They
can't
also
just
twist
like.
it up with Flash. And
I mean,
called CGI.
I mean, like they can't just like rehash the same stories, right?
Yeah,
like,
they
have
can.
To, well, but they have to put their own spin
I'm
on
not
it.
talking about the story. I'm talking about the character.
Well, but what
That
I mean
is
is
a
like
base thing for
the-
Beast Boy. You don't change his color.
I agree with you so much, but just to play
Wait, what's
devil's
his skin
advocate
color now?
is just
I'm
what
gonna
is
I'm gonna look it up.
Hermione's hair was
brown,
wavy.
real wavy.
Now, Emma Watson did not have wavy hair after movie 3. It got
What?
slowly and slowly straighter and straighter with a slight curve. And so, sometimes media, they just want to take their own little spin on it.
That's what I'm
make people
saying.
look good.
They-
It's different.
they
It's
wanna
very
be,
different from comic to people.
Aesthetically unique. you
Well,
know?
Yeah.
she was getting paid $25 million
May also
per
be
film, so she just did whatever the heck she
It's-
wanted with her hair.
It's like Ong, you know.
No, okay, no, that doesn't count though.
Uh,
That's garbage.
That's garbage.
We don't bring up garbage.
We don't. We don't bring up
garbage.
M Night's movie. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I found the live action Teen Titan picture.
Is it sexy?
No.
Okay, I passed the phone around. We gotta pass it.
She's black. Starfire's black. What? Okay,
They
yeah, that's
changed
see.
everything about the characters
I'll
I
still give
see.
it a look.
in
I'll still
not
give it a
good
look.
ways.
like,
Look at Beast Boy.
Yeah,
Imitation,
that's a no go in my.
Thank
They're more
you.
That's a-
Power
that's a-
Rangers
that-
than Teen Titans.
That's a no go.
Okay, so I'm gonna pass me back the phone. I'm gonna describe to you what it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna describe exactly what it is. I don't care about race. Be whatever they want.
Yeah.
But stick to at least what the comics say. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Starfire, she's black. The comics.
Oh, okay, all right.
The
I
only
think that's all
resemblance
right.
is she. Like I don't care about. Like I said, I don't care
Her
about
race
race.
looks weird.
But it's just like for Starfire, it doesn't fit.
Well, she's the thing is she's not white. She's always been like at least darker than white.
Because
she's always
she's
had
an
tan.
alien.
But that's what I'm saying is like there's just
Get a
slight
get a
slight
Hispanic
aesthetic changes.
Hispanic skin tone.
I
or
don't
like-
think I
or
don't think they were
Spanish.
looking for hey, who looks like Starfire. I think they were looking for hey, who's a good actress
Well, that makes sense.
who fits
This
the
one's
job.
So good.
But you
she
can
has
always
to be
make
Starfire.
them look a little more like Starfire. They did not look. They didn't.
Do you know
okay,
how much
disclaimer.
backlash they would get?
They did not.
If they
make
gave her white
them-
face,
not,
they would
no,
be
not like
destroyed.
that.
Oh.
But even the hair. Okay, Starfire has very long hair.
I will say yeah.
Very
yeah.
long,
Wait, in the
straight
comics,
hair.
in the comics, she has this wild mess of hair, doesn't she? A huge mop.
At points, but like in average, the picture, especially that we're looking at from the comics, She's got the long hair that goes about to what, mid-back?
Yeah.
This chick's hair goes
It's
to
not
her
long-
shoulders.
It's not a little bit longer, yeah.
And it's curly. It's not straight.
Well, okay, but then again,
Beast Boy skin color.
That's what- that's why I
I'm gonna
keep
get to
coming back
Beast
to-
Boy's the one I'm gonna get to last because I'm the most infuriated by that. Then Raven. They didn't do too bad with Raven. She's not wearing the hood.
yeah.
From what I see, there's no belt.
It's you gotta.
She wears that skin tight swimsuit with a belt and a cloak.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah,
right?
you
Like,
gotta get the
maybe a couple
you gotta-
And in
bracelets.
this, it looks like she's wearing a blue coat with a necklace and a black dress. Maybe.
Well, but also,
or maybe it's just a black shirt. I can't really see the pants. It's probably pants.
Well, the
What
thing
actress-
is,
what
Probably
actress wants to
pants.
have a camel toe
you
on
got
set
you got
all day? You know what I'm saying? Like,
But-
I'm sure the actress was like, I don't want to be in a swimsuit all day every day, and they're like, we can make some compensation.
See, but that's the thing. Like, we have for the true fans who like the actual aesthetics of the looks of each character.
Who like the original Teen
I
Titans?
don't think they're doing the auditions though.
Now, Beast Boy.
It's to be honest,
Here we go.
they could have they could have
That's
made
not,
made
okay.
CGI exists. Have you seen what they did with the Hulk?
What if
You
his
saw what they did with the Hulk,
personality-
right?
And
All
it
those,
was
like, bubble things?
expensive.
What if
Yeah.
his personality is so Beast Boy that you're like, no, that's the guy. That's the guy. Though his skin may be not the same, that's the guy. If someone just resembled what you knew to be Beast Boy so well that you're like, would it
But-
become a pass?
Even if they can't use CGI, they can at least get skin paint.
Well,
They didn't
yeah,
even
but
try.
that's like,
Beast
well,
Boy, the
actually,
only
you don't know.
green thing
What
about
if, what
him-
if the actor was like couldn't, or maybe he was allergic to the substance, right? Like, yeah, like there are unforeseen reasons, right? They could have, for all we know, they could have wanted to be exactly
Well, you see, the thing is that CGI is
identical.
expensive, but who would this be made by again?
the CW.
who has millions of dollars under the belt, lots of great shows, and
A lot of great shows.
This
yeah.
is a chance. They're throwing out pretty much a pilot, right? Like, this is a chance.
Well, I think
No.
right, like there's gonna be a pilot, of course, but I think
Literally,
they're in
the
the process
only
of
green
shooting the
thing
entire
about
season.
Beast Boy is his hair, and it's not even the right shade. It's like Jacksepticeye neon light green, not even the dark green.
Isn't Beast Boy's thing turning into
Jacksepticeye.
animals, though? What if they
That-
handle
yeah.
that
Yeah, he
really
turns
well?
into
What if
animals.
they handle that really well?
Then they have enough for CGI.
Whoa.
Why can't he be green?
Wow.
Dang,
You see.
that's a
they-
good point.
that's
There's no way around this.
That's a very
green
good point.
Stuff.
Yeah.
There's
What
no
if-
way around the green
it.
stuff.
What if, but the thing is, what if his power is not what it was in the comics? What if
Then
it's
I'm gonna
only
be even
similar?
more pissed off.
See,
all I'm saying is
Beast
like
Boy can't turn into animals anymore, but he can make perfect animal noises. That's what he can do.
it's just like how he can talk to animals.
If he could,
That's
if
what
he
he
could
can do.
call animals
If that's
to
it,
him, that would be
I'm gonna be
kinda lame.
pissed.
The thing is,
what
like,
is he, Aquaman?
so I feel like it's
Beast
just
Boy,
like
if
how.
if all Beast Boy can do is just talk to animals.
Oh no, I don't think that's what it is. That was
Solid joke.
that would be terrible. I would hate that as well. But like it's just like how different authors for the Teen Titans comic book series had different things in there, right? There were differences, not this drastic, obviously, but there were differences, and we put up with
It depends on what the story is.
But this is also too drastic of a difference. I haven't seen this much difference before. I'm going to pass around the phone again, and I'm going to show you a side-by-side of the comics/cartoons versus the normal. And it's just insane how different things really, really are. And it's so unbearable to me. Because you know what? I'm a comics dude. I loved the old Teen Titans.
I did too, yeah.
And you know what? If they're going to change like that, they're throwing away an
no,
opportunity
no,
for something
no,
amazing.
I don't want to be rude or anything, but Starfire. She looks like a hooker. I'm not.
Look,
wow.
No, you're absolutely right.
No, it's
the jacket
it's
and
it's tasteless
you
in
know,
my opinion.
like the dress she has on.
it's tasteless
and-
in my opinion. Like
Completely and utterly so.
she.
But
did-
I don't think the jacket's part of the costume. I think that's just what she's wearing because
hope-
it's cold outside.
I hope
Because it looks
so.
like he has a jacket over his costume as
That's-
well.
If I remember right, that's the set stuff. That is like the actual thing because, here, give me the phone. I saw another picture a little bit ago. Like if it were just cold outside, Then
Well, I mean, they have to take the jackets off to shoot the scenes, right? But then they can put them right back on as soon as they get off camera.
I'm trying to find the
It gets,
picture.
it
that I
gets cold in
found.
parts of the world.
At parts.
It depends on where they're shooting at. Where
Fans rage after set photos. Set photos show Titan's costume.
Okay.
See,
What if they're hiding from?
it depends on what city
the
they're shooting in.
enemy?
Are they shooting in like New York, Chicago, L.A.?
Chicago.
Antarctica.
I feel like CW really loves the city of Chicago. I don't know what it is, but they love doing like
It
shots
could
of
be
Chicago.
the most convenient place
Somewhere in
to
Russia.
shoot for them. But
But
the CW, man, I think they're doing a good job with. You know, obviously it's not perfect.
Even cosplayers put their set costume to shame.
well,
Cosplay. No, not a big
Oh, I
company. Cosplayers, people who make it, or even just pay for it online, they put it to shame.
yeah,
Actual fans of the
Like,
stuff.
look at the cosplayers, and they look a lot more like the Teen Titans than the set costume does.
actually,
it's crazy because they look professionally like
They
the
do.
things.
And guess what?
And these
the
the
professional ones
professionals don't
look like
they look like
nothing.
cosplayers. Like, oh, you couldn't find everything you needed, so this is what you look like. I get it.
you
Like,
look like
you're
some,
13 years old, and
Yeah.
you know yachts and crafts.
Ye-
There's not enough time in class to make
Yachts
the whole
and crafts.
costume.
you look like you're trying your first year of cosplaying.
Correct.
Yeah,
It's your first year cosplaying with the CW. I'm sorry.
I know.
These
it's
guys
ju-
are 10 years veterans of the cosplaying world.
You just started using hot glue for the first time last month. I get it. Like,
I feel like they went to Walmart to pick up all their outfits.
Like, I'm so salty. I am so salty.
I can tell.
so you haven't seen any of the Arrow show or the Flash show then?
I have not seen the Arrow or the Flash.
Okay. I love them. I'm really easy to please though. Like if Flash is in the name and the main character is Flash, I'm pretty entertained already. Like
Yeah, he gets. Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
picky. Like I have a particular taste, but within that taste, I'm not picky at all. I'm just like, give it to me.
I have a particular
And I'll
set of
take it.
skills.
So
I
if
have a
if I
particular
drop
set of
just
skills.
4 gods
Four gods.
in the Arrowverse,
yeah, like well,
they
if
win?
Shazam shows up, that's 5.
Whoa.
You know?
Honestly, I would love to see a Shazam.
there's a Shazam movie supposedly in the works. You know, like for further down
There's
in
also
the
a
DCU.
Captain Marvel movie coming out.
I know, Captain Marvel, dude. Like
I heard rumors that they're making Captain Marvel a girl, though.
yeah,
They are.
there is a woman Captain Marvel in the comic books.
No, that's not. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
I mean
understand
I
that.
wasn't.
It.
But
It's gonna
I
be
don't know.
interesting.
I think it's gonna be good. Also, I really like the actress. I think her name is like Brie Larson, or something like that. But anyway, like I think that it's gonna be awesome because it's Marvel. Honestly, I think I'm just a Marvel
Yeah,
like fanboy,
You are.
You
You-
like what
like
you
down to my
like.
core.
Yeah.
Marvel does better with their movies than DC does, but I'm gonna side with DC on the comics.
Oh really?
Yes. On comic
That's
production, DC all the way. On movie stuff, Marvel,
Yeah.
dude.
The thing is that Marvel's been constructing it with a plan the whole time, right? I feel like DC just didn't have a plan in the beginning and was like, let's make a Superman movie and then see what happens. If it's popular, then we'll make another one or whatever. And then Marvel was already in the works of making the MCU, so then people were comparing, of course, because they have to. And so they were like, okay, I guess we got to make a whole thing. And so, like, straight out the gate with Justice League, like, we don't even have a Batman movie. We don't even have a Flash movie. We don't have a Green Arrow doesn't exist. Martian Manhunter, like, like I think they should have done the setup before Justice League.
Why do you think I'm siding with Marvel in the movies?
Yeah.
Disney's more organized. I know that.
Disney. What if Disney eventually buys DC too?
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. You know it.
Disney's just gonna own the world government.
However, there is especially one movie that's Marvel, 2 movies technically, that just put it over the top for me. I think Eli knows what I'm about to say.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Civil War.
No.
You get 2 guesses. 3
Okay,
guesses.
okay.
I'll,
That's
I'll
one.
give you 3
Two more
guesses. So you're on. You just finished your first one.
Okay. Oh,
Remember,
man.
it's 2 movies.
Okay.
I have 2 movies in specific that set it over.
So we'll give you like
Eli goes last because I'm 80% sure he knows.
Okay. Age of Ultron.
No.
Okay.
Guess 2 movies at once because it's just kind of like,
Oh, okay. Oh.
So that we count.
So they're, like, connected?
yeah, those.
That's your first guess. So guess 2 movies
Oh.
per guess.
Oh, okay. I understand now.
So we'll
All
count
right.
that as.
Then Ant-Man and Black Panther.
Neither.
Okay. One
Last
more.
one.
Iron Man 1 and Captain America, the first Avenger.
Both of them are wrong. Your turn.
Billy. Your turn.
Iron Man 3. And
Oh no.
Oh, no.
We don't talk about that
Winter Soldier.
No.
I really
what
like
about,
Winter Soldier.
What about? I can't even think of any Marvel movies.
Oh,
The
I did
Incredible
it. I didn't
Hulk?
guess some of the best ones.
Wait, what was that?
The Incredible Hulk?
No.
Dang. That was original. That was kind
Like
of
it
the
was
first
great,
one.
but that's not what it was.
Ooh, Infinity War.
I loved it a lot, but no.
The original Avengers?
Still fantastic, but no.
What even movies are left?
Oh my gosh, crazy good ones. Also, a couple maybe not so good ones as well.
Was that all of it? I think that was all of his guesses, wasn't it?
No, he gets one. He gets one more 2-setter.
All right, so
Oh.
2 more movies is your guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok.
No.
Thor the Dark World.
No. Y'all, you are all strictly guessing heroes.
Yeah.
Eli, what are the 2 movies?
I gotta remember them. You talked about this before.
Because they are that fantastic. You both limited
Fantastic
yourself.
Four?
No. 2 heroes. That's all you limited yourself to.
Because that's all that's good.
No, my favorite
Wow.
favorite is not a hero.
Oh, wait.
Is
Are we
it
talking
Deadpool and Deadpool
MCU?
2?
Yeah.
That's not MCU.
Deadpool and Deadpool 2 is technically part of the MCU.
Not yet.
Yes, but it has the Marvel opening role.
It's part of the
But
X-Men
it's
universe
not.
right now.
The thing, but when Deadpool came out, it was not. It was standalone. It's not like the continuity. They don't connect because Fox owned it, like solely. So it was made with no intention to be connected to that world. I'm not saying
you
it
realize
can't
that
be in the
Deadpool
future.
is a Marvel character.
Well, Deadpool is
Like-
yeah, I understand that, and I understand, but and I understand that with Deadpool specifically, like uniquely, he can kind of be a part of everything because the fourth wall doesn't exist.
No, Deadpool is a legit Marvel character.
Yeah, I
But
know.
it's not a Marvel movie.
It
Not-
wasn't.
no.
It wasn't made with
you're
the
right with
intention
that
to
one.
be in the same timeline as the rest of the MCU movies. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not canon. It could be connected because
If we're talking canon, there are a lot of things that you and I both like that are technically not canon but still include.
like what?
Okay, so you're the Dragon Ball fan, right? You're the other one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Broly's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
technically canon.
Yeah, I know.
Super Saiyan 3 Broly is not canon. The only canon Broly is the new one coming out that Akira Toriyama, they're not Akira Toriyama, sorry. What's his bucket actually confirmed.
Right, I know.
Bucky.
But we still include him.
The thing is,
So while it's not canon, it's included.
Bucky.
I would definitely agree it's a Marvel movie. They're all Marvel movies, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe that's connected, that's all connected, like people that could walk down to an area where another hero is based and could see that hero, that I don't think Deadpool's in that. At least not yet. It could be, right? In the future, especially since Disney's really making bridges with like Sony to get Spider-Man, and they're getting that part of the X-Men back and stuff. Like they're making
Also bought Fox, if I remember correctly. Did that go through? I think that went through.
Yeah, it did.
yeah.
It did.
And so, like,
there's a
I think-
parody on it for Kingdom Hearts. I'm gonna kick your ass. Yeah.
So I think it'll in the future. I definitely think it'll become connected. But at this moment in time, but that being said, I don't want to like discredit your decision in choosing those two. I think they're the best movies out of all the hero movies that have come out like to date.
You're here.
I think those two like outdo all the other ones.
You're here.
What?
Well, see, that's not the issue. Is that yeah, technically Fox owned and made Deadpool, But I guess my standalone argument is that he's still a Marvel character, and he's
Yeah.
and he's interacted with Marvel characters.
But
X-Men.
those characters
Spider-Man
also,
too.
but
Spider-Man?
in the movie,
Well, we're not talking about the movie. Let's see.
Well,
if I
but-
can remember
but,
the
I
movie.
mean,
but he made
if
a
we're
lot
talking
of
about the
references
MCU,
to,
we
he made
have
a
to be
lot of
talking about the
references
movies.
too.
I know,
Deadpool
but he also
did
makes
also.
references about things in the real world and things in other, like in DC. But like just because he makes references about DC characters doesn't mean you could consider him a DC in the DC cinematic universe. That's the thing is like he's a Marvel character, and I agree with that 100%. But when we're talking about the MCU, like the cinematic universe that's been set up to interact with itself, he's not. I don't think he's a part of it right now. But because Disney does own Fox, like I think it's gonna happen in the future for sure, 100%. It's just like the movies that are out right now. Yeah, he had Colossus and Negasonic Teen Warhead, and like they're amazing, but they also are not connected to the MCU right now. I think there's gonna be an event that's
connect one guy.
Well, what?
Stanley.
Stanley. sorry. He's in every film.
That would put the X-Men movies in this
Oh,
universe.
you know, I also didn't say Doctor Strange. and
Because
that's
here's the
an
thing.
amazing
Here's the
one.
thing. Here's
yeah,
the thing.
Doctor Strange is one of the other
Yeah,
huge
but-
ones.
but
that I
here-
love.
but here-
Love
here's the
Doctor
thing.
Strange. Number 3.
During the day, he's the librarian, and then Deadpool, he's an MC. He's a DJ for a strip club.
yeah.
Come on.
Deadpool 2. Where was he? I remember seeing him Deadpool 2. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where it was.
I don't remember. But in Deadpool,
But in
but that's-
what was it in Infinity War? He was a Watcher, or he was hanging out with the Watchers.
Yeah. See.
Like
Well, being on a
See, that-
bus, being like, "What you haven't seen?" I don't know, I'm thinking Spider-Man.
yeah.
See, that's the
The thing
thing.
is, he's in all of them.
See, that's the thing. That's how you can connect all the universes.
Yeah, but that's not like
That's a universe
That-
connection. That's a universe connection.
That's a cameo.
that's a cameo.
That's not.
But it's
By
also
definition.
connection.
you know,
That is the
I
thing.
mean,
It's-
what was
it's a
the, what was the
meta-
dude that was in,
It's a meta connection, though.
But a
Like-
connection is still a connection, no matter what level it is, no matter what tier.
But then you have to take every single movie Stanley has ever been in and put it in there. Because if that's the connection, then that's just how every movie that Stanley has ever been in has to be part of it now. Because if that's the connection you want to make, like
do you know? To be honest, I don't give a shit because I don't like DC or Marvel. I don't like the
you
hero.
just don't like comic books.
I don't like the hero concept. I don't
That's
like.
cool.
I don't like the hero concept
What do
of
you-
where
wait,
he.
wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? The hero
So
concept?
it's typical. The hero is like getting the shit kicked out of him. He's on a low note, and all of a sudden, just out of the whimsical of something, comes
Ex Machina.
it comes out of his it comes out of their damn ass, and then all of a sudden, I have the power to defeat my enemy. I'm like, what the fuck?
That makes
Real-
it all boring.
Yeah.
What
it's
about
repetitive.
Infinite Warfare?
I've never seen it.
Well-
Can't really say anything.
Infinity Warfare? Infinite Warfare?
Infinity War?
Infinity War.
I've never seen it
Actually, that
You
was
should.
fantastic.
because I shoot.
Yeah, because it
'cause I
flips
shoot-
it on its head. It's not a hero movie. Well, it is kind of a hero movie, but from the perspective of the villain.
Well, I don't know if I'm
You
gonna
might
say-
like it. You might hate it though.
Well, you see, that's why I want more movies like that. I want villain movies.
Have you seen the Venom trailer?
I have, and I'm pumped.
Dude, Tom Hardy is so good. He's so good.
Tom Hardy might be the only reason why I go see that film.
Tom Hardy is Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Gopher Face.
Venom.
Gopherface.
Eddie.
I love the idea
the
that
guy
they're
playing that
actually
70 show.
finally going to release a
Eric?
villain movie.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the one from the original Spider-Man
Why'd you
series
call
with
him
Tobey
Gopher
Maguire.
Face?
That
That's
reason
because
right
because
there.
on the internet and people reference him as Gopher Face.
That reason
For
right
real?
there
Yeah.
is one of the biggest ones why I loved Deadpool and Deadpool 2.
Gopherface.
It doesn't have the hero stereotype. He was
Right?
like, I'm not a hero.
He's an
Wait,
answer.
why is he
well,
not a hero?
Deadpool?
He saves the girl. He gets the girl in the
He
end.
only
like
saves the
you know,
girl.
kills the bad guy.
He
What's,
only
uh,
saves the girl in his
no.
best interest.
Yeah,
He only
and it's
does
only
things in his best
interest.
interest. Yeah.
If he does something, it's because he wants to.
Yes.
It's not like he doesn't fight for the greater good. He fights for his own reasons,
Mhm.
no matter
He's
what.
a mercenary.
Yeah.
Yes.
He can be
Like-
hired.
The reason why he kills so many people, well, for one, he was also in the military, but he's a mercenary. He's paid to do it.
Yeah, before he was Deadpool, he was a mercenary already.
Yeah,
So
why
it
is
was
he-
already
why?
like I do what I want. If he pays better, then I'll work for him and like stab you in the back because that's in my best interest.
But
you
when
know?
it comes to the girl, he is a
His
hero.
interest.
He
Right,
becomes
but
a
if the
hero.
girl was evil, he would do evil things with her. It would be the same thing. You know, he would still treat her the same.
The girl is not evil. The
But
girl doesn't.
no,
make
she's
him
not.
No,
a
but-
hero.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Is the
There
girl
is
is
a
not the variable that
difference
makes him a hero.
between a savior and a hero. A savior can save something, but still not be considered a hero.
Yeah.
A hero's job is to save multiple things or multiple people,
Well, and to
which
uphold
Deadpool
that,
honestly just rejects. Deadpool's like, I
Yeah.
don't want to be a hero.
right? It's like there's too many rules. What? I can't kill people. Fuck it.
Yeah. He wears his training outfit in number 2, and you know what happens. He just kills the dude.
Yeah, it's because like
you've seen Deadpool 1, right?
Yes.
What's the last thing you see?
Yeah.
He pulls the trigger.
in the middle of the
and
speech.
he was only
He kills
keeping
the
him
bad guy.
alive for his own interest.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
I
done.
mean, is superhero?
No.
Is
he's neither.
Superman a hero?
Superman
then?
Yes.
is a
he
hero.
kills Zod. That's
But-
not a hero thing to do.
But again,
But he did.
because only under the direst like circumstances does
Deadpool
it come
killed
to
people
that.
for fun, man.
Yeah, Deadpool literally
Kills for fun.
like, you know, that's what it's not about how many people you save. It's not about who you save. It's about the things that you uphold, like the characteristics and the qualities of your character that you uphold forever. Like you can't, of course you can waver, but you can't give in and be like evil and just like do whatever you want no matter what happens to everybody else around you, right? As a hero, you have to uphold and protect the innocence and the, you know, the livelihood of the people around you, the community that you're a part of, and things like that, right? Whereas villains just have an end goal and they get there.
But he's not a villain. He's
Yeah.
an anti-hero.
Yeah, right.
But wait,
But
that describes him perfectly. There's
That's
an end goal, and anything in my way I get rid of it, and then I get there.
yeah,
That's a villain.
he acts like a villain.
He
Yeah.
acts like
So
but
he is a
he's not,
villain.
because he can side with whichever one pays him more. He's not a villain. He's what's called an anti-hero, meaning that while he's not a villain, he refuses to accept.
Yeah,
the
he
term of
doesn't go
hero.
out of his way to be a villain. That's why he's not a villain. That's the only reason why he's not a villain.
He doesn't go out of his way
To
to
be a villain.
but if he ends up being a villain,
Yeah, there
It's
are some
okay.
comic book stories where Deadpool is kind of, but anyway,
Deadpool kills the universe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Deadpool kills
exactly,
the
like,
entire
there-
Marvel universe.
there's like comic books where he's the villain, you know, like
Yes.
so like that's why he's an anti-hero, because he can be a hero, he can be a villain. But anyway, we're running like low on time, so we'll have to, you know, wrap it up and finish this conversation later. But last thoughts on gods, or since we did end up talking about comic book characters on
Sorry.
that, last thoughts. Anybody have anything to say about it?
I accept Wade Wilson as my god.
That's a wise choice.
Wade fucking Wilson.
I think that gods are really interesting, but like the question still stands. The question I'm gonna make up now: would an asura or an asana, like the is that what it's called? The six-handed swordsman, katana wielding, badass. Do I have the wrong
Well,
thing?
it depends. The like
Asura?
there's this.
if I remember right.
It's I don't think swords are like necessarily a part of it, but it's a very spiritual type of mythology that you're talking about, the asura and all the like Indian mythologies and,
Oh,
and
it's
stuff
Indian.
like that.
Or-
Or Hindu, I should say, like the, like-
Hinduism, whatever. Yeah.
But
I just read online that there's like someone posed the question, so I thought I would pose it here: an asana versus or a yaksha.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know the answer to this
I also
question.
don't know the answer.
I can't.
Just
But
closing
you don't
thought.
know. A comment would be
Leave-
nice.
Yeah, leave a comment.
Any final thoughts, Eli?
No, nothing really. You know, this ain't my universe, so.
All right. Well, we hope to see you on the moon again sometime. Death on your shirt. Yeah, tomorrow I gotta go back to work. I hate my life. I hate my life.